Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha and Byzantium. So the turn is 3038, year 5255 BC, and we are one turn away from metal casting. But Constantinople has just grown to population size 14, meaning it now has 10,000 people. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, I think it is wonderful. It is currently working on a fortified outpost, which will give it a bit more defense. Also lower the crime slightly, which is not a big problem in Constantinople, but still, I'd also like to build walls here and the palace walls so that we do not have to be afraid of anyone conquering this city ever, because it's probably right now the biggest city in the world. Yeah, I think so. We'll have a couple more increases very soon. Nicomedia is going to increase. Oh, and Trebizond already increased. Okay, so Trebizond was population 2, and now it's 3. And Nicomedia will be population 4 very soon. Antioch is quite close to population 7, and the rest here has grown. You can see that Patra and Vodena both have population 9 now, meaning we increased quite significantly, haven't we? Yeah, we are now at 23,100 people living in our empire. Now, I'm also pretty happy with all of the improvements that we have made to our beautiful territory. You can see that most of the places have been upgraded. We fixed quite a lot, but the game has a nasty habit now throwing earthquakes at me, destroying several tiles at once. Yeah, I guess it's mad because we have wells now, so it can keep continuing burning my buildings now. So at least it can keep destroying the tile improvements that we have. Anyway, important news is also the fact that in one turn we are going to get a great person. I'm praying for the great engineer, because if I'm not mistaken, that one can build us the... what was it called? The national measurements, something like that. It was given to us by the beautiful technology of standardization. The national standard of measurement. Okay, so that would be extremely good. Extremely good. But we'll see. We'll see. So metal casting is coming. Let's enjoy it. I'm also a bit worried about the growing deficit, but, we still have nearly 7,000 gold. So we should be fine. We'll get it under control. We'll get it under control. So we have gotten Cornelius Vanderbilt, also known by the sobriquet Commodore. It's weird. Was an American business magnate and a philanthropist who built his wealth in railroads and shipping. He was also the patriarch of the Vanderbilt family and one of the richest Americans in history. Something is telling me this is not a great engineer.
And them that take the sword shall perish by the sword.
Okay. Metal casting. Metal casting hits us right in the face with another decrease in the stone tool maker. Yeah, we just dropped additional, what was it, 14? 14, yeah, additional 14 gold per turn. Reviews platinum or gold ingots, silver ingots, tools, gold wares, and silver wares. Well, we need this for the coppersmith so that we can start getting the spearmen and the copper axemen, and I think there might be some other units that will require this. But we also have the national smelter for gold and silver, charcoal burner. Okay. Wow, this is not an... Yeah, this is a replacement for Emu. Okay, so additional boost to food, some production, some culture, extra health. Interesting. Then we get the silversmith, goldsmith, gold smelter, and silver smelter. Okay, so this is gonna be worth our while, definitely. Especially the goldsmith. Look at that, plus 3 gold. That made it worth. Okay, so plow is coming next, which is a horrifyingly difficult technology for us. 41 turns, yeah, same as trade and oil lamps will be, but then comes the irrigation, which is 47 turns. Jesus, these Well, we are quite getting ahead of ourselves considering how many technologies we pretty much skipped. So then we're going to move back to, well, that's exploration, but that's only 32, negotiations 46, defunct culture is 28, fermentation 36. So, you know, we'll get a couple of faster technologies then. But these are really game changers, especially irrigation and plow will give us quite a lot of new stuff. So let's see the great merchant. Yep. You are not a great person. And you were not born in Constantinople. You were born in Patra. Well, there's something new. Okay, you could start a golden age or discover a technology. Choose desired discovered tech. Okay. Board games. What kind of technology is that? Here it is. Board games. 30 turns. Gambling then, okay, great, increases crime, toy carver, and toys. No, I don't think that's worth it. Let's send you back to Constantinople and you will join the city. All of our major people will live in Constantinople because that's the most secure place for you. And also +7 gold is going to go a long way here. We had 2 great hunters, 1 great military instructor, and 1 great engineer. So now we'll even have a great merchant living in there for us. As far as Ladicea goes, we are doing pretty good. I focused on increasing the industrial output from all of the tiles around it, as we will have quite a lot of food coming from the watery depths. So you guys, I think, finished the fetch cutter. You did. Cool. And this is out of our control for now. So, yeah, not that many places where we can send you. Let's send you here. We'll build that there, another city. One more thing that I would like to mention before I do the skip. I have been kind of successful in scouting the south. We have not discovered anyone here yet. Okay, there is someone here that's Persia. Okay, we knew of Persia, that's nothing new. But we had some really nice dealing with Ben Gurion. They are providing us with... they are providing us with bison, hematite ore, and string instruments, while we are providing apples, cocoa, and ivory to them. So I'm happy with the deal we have with them. I think we also have, we also have a deal with Babylon. I mentioned it before. They wanted to provide us with murex, and we are providing them a resin. So let's check if we can maybe get something else with Babylon. Nope, we can't. Okay, so we are starting to become members of the civilization. You keep suggesting that I terrorize my neighbors a bit more. I think we're gonna do that, but first we'll need to get our situation in Constantinople in order. Yep, here's the forge. Here's the charcoal bird. Oh my god, what? Plus 13 industry. Wow. Okay, so you're finishing the outpost and then you're going straight to forge. What about you, Vadena? How are you? What was that? It's really weird. Okay, you can get a clay pit now. That's great. And you can get a forge, which will be needed for the coppersmith. Okay, so once you... Actually, you have just started with the stone quarry, so you can start immediately on the forge. Though, yeah, plus 10 fire risk and plus 5 pollution. Well, the air pollution here is pretty good, so we don't need to care about that. But the flammability, well, we just got rid of it a bit, so that should be fine. Okay, so on to the 41 turns of development, onto the 41 turns after which we will hopefully have the first copper units, and onto the 41 turns in which I will be back. Turn 3080, year 4994 BC, and we are one turn away from plow. So what has happened? Well, a number of things have happened. I'm gonna start by saying that we are smelting and smithing and forging away, which allows us to get a number of units that we didn't have access to before. Case in point, pointy sticks are now spearmen with a strength of 10.5, which is quite amazing. They're stronger than the mammoth riders, which is amazing. I've took the liberty and trained a couple more units, so we have the copper spears down here. We have one more unit here on the southern border called the southern spears, and I also upgraded our atlatist to javelineers, so the southern patrols are javelineers. And we have the bone eaters up here as javelineers, which is great. It also, the goldsmithing and silversmithing is helping us greatly with our income. I don't know why it disappeared. I think we might have had a celebration this turn because we were definitely not at 0, but I think it was like minus 14. So we're going to see once I end the turn. Apart from this, we had a lucky strike, lucky situation. We had a lucky day that put sapphires right on the Trebizond. So Trebizond is now producing more money for us, which is really, really, really good. As far as our news today, Laodicea goes, we are at a pretty decent production here of 40, and we have a growth of 11 as far as food is considered. We're gonna finish the bark gatherer soon. I put the stone tool maker right behind because it is still worth our time, though it is going to gradually be, well, once you get iron working, it gives you nothing, just culture. That's all I'm gonna say. Then we're gonna get the bone worker and the grove resin, after which we are going to turn this city into food production. I'd like to mention that, for example, fishmonger is going to give us 6 food just itself, which is just, it's just amazing. You then have things like fish traps. If we build some improvements around us, it's gonna be nice. And even these basic ones that take 4 tons are going to boost the food production here very nicely. So we're going to get to plus 30, you won't even know how fast. I've sent our work boats around here, so hopefully they will be able to arrive and not be killed by any ravaging enemies here like barbarians. Fingers crossed, we'll see. It's worth noting that you guys mentioned in the comments that we should make sure that our air potion and water potion doesn't get too high. I've been checking that, but I think that because we are keeping a lot of forests and are not chopping down the trees, we have huge bonuses to health and negligible, no, not negligible, very big effect from the forests towards our air and water potions. So I'm hoping that it's gonna stay that way, but I'll keep monitoring that and make sure that we don't go too far, because I know that those penalties can be really, really nasty. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention is that we have been scouting pretty dramatically. We managed to pass from the mountaintop through all of these. There's so many barbarian cities here. It's really interesting, and I'm not sure if they just went and conquered some of the cities or if they haven't turned out to be minuses yet, but there are so many barbarians here. We have the Neanderthal Empire here, but I'm not surprised that they are doing so bad when they're pretty much surrounded by barbarians on all sides. So I'm gonna try to go and scout a bit more towards the east, because there should be at least a couple more civs that we don't know about, and some of them should be at the strength of Israel and Babylon. So we are going to see. I also took your advice and trained a long knives unit that is going to terrorize Babylon, and you guys asked me to send some more against Israel. So, well, these guys are mostly Mostly working towards spotting, so I'm not sure if we... Well, they have whale of 2, so they should still be fine. Well, we can be careful and at least search the territory, so let's send one of our ambushers there and see if they can do something. Ambusher 4, let's call you Bane of Israel, because you're going to be making their life really, really hard. Anything else that I would like to mention? Well, we had a couple of cities grow. I'm not exactly sure. I know Antioch has grown to population 7. This city is quickly becoming one of the hubs for us. Patra and Vodena are at population 9, but I think they have been... Adrianople and Thessaloniki are also at population 9. So, wow, we now have 4 cities at population 9. Damn. And Constantinople... Yeah, 25,000 people now. Jumping up pretty quickly. So, Constantinople, then you have Patra, Vodena, Adrianople, Thessaloniki. Then you have population 7 in Antioch. Population 4 in Nicomedia, and 3 in Trebizond and Iconium, and 2 in Laodicea. I want to say always Laodica, but it's Laodicea. Okay, I think that's all. Let's see what the plow is going to bring to us, and then we're going to call it, you know, an update. Because not the end of the episode, but just an update.
Man is the only creature that consumes without producing. He does not give milk, he does not lay eggs, he is too weak to pull the plow, and he cannot run fast enough to catch rabbits. Yet he is lord of all the animals.
So the biggest advantage of the plow is that every farm now gives us extra food. We haven't really laid much into this farming thing, but it is really good. And this technology reveals vegetables, so we will be able to build a bunch of extra farms which will further improve our food production. I'm not sure what these are based on. Bonus, quad density or manufactured resources of vegetables. I'm going to see how that works. We can investigate it now. We also get a couple of extra units, which I don't think are that important because we already... Quite honestly, I'm already running out of things to improve, which always happens. There's going to be another big change when we go into the classical age. But yeah, we'll see. So, irrigation is like 51 turns. Jesus Christ, for irrigation. And you finished the walls. So what can you build? You could build farm crop potatoes. That is nice. Can you build any more? Yeah, you can build a clay pit. Then you can build a straw gatherer. But I like that we... I don't know which technology actually gave us the... it was the masonry, the storehouse. The storehouse is really good because it gives production money and it also gives you extra 4% stored after growth. So you can do... Actually, let's build the forge next, then the storehouse. Then the brick mason. And then we're gonna turn you back into... Well... We can build us the scales. Damn, you actually have quite an increase in crime here. So let's get the market scales. And then maybe the arena. But the market scales will have to be +4. That's actually quite a lot. I don't know what changed. Maybe it's the growth. Antioch has been growing pretty quickly. You do have the town watch or the enforcers. The problem is that we still do not have the ability to get policing too, which makes them a bit impotent as far as the crime fighting goes. Iconium is now at population 3 and also ran out of things to build. Okay, you can build a child labor crew, so definitely do that. A lead mine, okay, that will lead to smelting of lead. But you're gonna build the forge first and then the lead mine, and we're gonna see what that is going to give us. That might give us access to other things. Yeah, I don't know what to do with you. Starting to have other problems with what we can build. A farm would be good here. +4. It would be 6. But we need irrigation first. Yeah, there's not that many things to do anymore. Could just let them automate, but they would just be crazy and start cutting down everything. So you can go here, and we'll need to find some places that we're gonna destroy. Yeah, not much here that we can do. You build the road here, so let's just move here and build the road there. Oh, no. No, and I don't want to deal with you. Let's just send you like this. Okay, and the Mammoth Raiders have decided not to engage us, which is smart, but we are going to engage them. So we cannot have the Mammoths just, you know, acting like that. Okay, and I think we'll be safe here. I want the Lobsters. Anyway, I'll see you in 50 turns. Jesus Christ. Turn 3125, year 4713 BC. And we are 1 turn away from irrigation, and boy was that long. We need to start researching cheaper technologies, or actually I should check if there are some that would give us research boosts. Because we need those. We need those, quite honestly. Anyway, what happened? Well, we had a huge naval battle that actually sank. I'm ashamed to admit it. But when our workboats got right around to here, they got ambushed from both sides by pirate ships, and they came right at us, destroyed one of our tile improvement. We had a big naval battle where we lost 2 more fleets, but then, you know, we managed. And I built a couple more, sent them all the way to Laodika, and now we have the Laodika 2nd fleet here with the workboat that's working on the fishing boats, and we have another war galley inside Laodika just docked. We have Adrianople war galleys here, both of them, and they are actually, we got the war galleys here. Yep, one of these is coming here, one of these is coming to Ankira, so we need to move them. We ran out of things to build in a couple of cities, in Patra, Vodena, and Constantinople. Nicaea is actually really close to running out. They're building a couple of things, but then these things are not all that useful. You can see that Antioch is the same way. He's working on the market scales because the crime here has been sort of rising. Then I shadowed Arena, but I think you're gonna go with this smithing because that gives us extra gold. Anyone else here? Yeah. Iconium, that's fine. Constantinople. Oh! Okay, I guess we had a fire that I missed. Good. Okay, so forge. Rebuild the forge in Constantinople. But yeah, we're running sort of out of things to build. So it's going to be good that irrigation comes, giving us some extra farms. And then we are switching to cheaper things, right? Yep, exploration is going to be next. It's going to be much faster, giving us guide. That's an upgrade to scout stalkers. Okay, that's good. And a bushwhack. Then negotiator's HUD. Okay, but +4 spying is pretty good. Then moving on to trade. So we'll take a bit of a different route in the coming episode. As far as pillaging the enemy territory goes, I actually found out a pretty interesting thing. You cannot pillage using these units. You can sabotage, and that costs money. So I spent a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 sabotaging some buildings, and then I just kill and dismiss workers. And yeah, that's a weird explanation, but if I found a worker, I attack it. It captures the unit because it surrenders, and then it teleports them either here or here If they're fairly close, I just send them to our territory, but most of them I just disband. Same with the territory of Israel, so we don't really bother with them. But I was lucky in one of those fights that I had recently, and we caught a civilian captive. Remember, these ones can be used to join your city, so this is a very valuable unit, saving us a number of, well, I wanted to say about number of turns, but it's actually, say, 200 turns maybe for some of the cities, so I'm trying to transport it back. We had an unfortunate accident here. Me and my big mouth, Vodena Arnold, never really got through the territory of the barbarians. They got ambushed and killed by a pretty big group. They took with them like 6 enemy barbarian units, but unfortunately they were overran. So I trained a new unit. I'm not sure where exactly it is. Well, I wanted to show them, but I don't see them here anymore. So we have a new hunter unit instead called Vodena Hatred. And I'm not sure where it is. Nope, it's probably hidden behind one of the units here. Never mind. And the Vodena Hatred is a hunter unit. They're gonna go all the way around this territory. They will need to go all the way around here. But they will meet with our long knives and the captive civilian and transport them back. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that. We are continuing the trade with our neighbors. I think with Israel we have pretty good trading deal. Yep. And we have a good trading deal with Babylon as well. Okay, so it was just Israel. Or something expired, I'm not sure. And we are continuing with our scouting mission. I always go there. But I have sent the Black Hand south to continue with the scouting mission. And they already discovered America. So we have Roosevelt here, who hates me for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm hoping that we're going to discover more CIFs here, because I had another table created and we weren't even on it, and 3 unknown civilizations were there as the wealthiest CIFs on the world. So we have to find them. I mean, they cannot be hiding forever, can they? So let's see who they are and where they are.
The task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts.
Okay, so farms now spread irrigation, which means we can build more than one farm around the river, but we can also build farms adjacent to that. We get extra food from farms, which is awesome, and reveals berries. Cool. Not sure what they will be used for, but we have a bunch of farming now available. Irrigation canals. Okay. River tile. And plantation for tomato. Is it tomato? Grass corn. No, that's something probably different. Man, I suck at plants. Really do. I actually, funny story, I actually went around and tried to search for what natron is. I googled it and it just said natron. So I thought, okay, let's translate it into my own language, and it's called natron. So I really just never heard this term. It's obviously something that is used. It's a combination of salt and baking soda, if I understood correctly, that appears in random places around the world and can be used and, used it for cooking and other chemical processes. I'm just surprised I never ever heard of that. So pretty weird. Speaking of weird, let's see if Constantinople can now build something. Irrigation canal, actually. Plus 13 food? Okay. All river tiles give us +1. Okay, well, considering that you have the river running here, that is amazing. So what about other guys? You can build a squash farm. No irrigation canals for you, but you should get the irrigation canals. +6 food. That is... actual really good and extremely cheap, and it also lowers flammability. So that is now a priority on my list. You get pumpkin farm and tomatillo plantation, Antioch gets potato and tomato farm. Okay. No irrigation here. And Kira, there's no river either. No river here. No river here. No river here. Okay, so only 2 cities, really? Nikaya should be able to get the irrigation canals too, no? I guess you need to be adjacent to the river, like river adjacent. Well then, I know where I'm building my next city. Anyway, I'm gonna end the episode here. We've done well. I'm gonna continue with the current strategy, which is basically terrorizing people everywhere. There's some locusts here. What's your experience? 22. Kill the locusts. I cannot get over the fact that they actually have guns, which is kind of weird, but I guess that's just a representation. I doubt that someone had guns in the year 5000 BC, but dang, you're taking a while. How many more locusts are there? By the way, locusts are an interesting unit. They seem to be able to cross into our territory even as an animal, so that is a nice touch. Okay, you won that fight. It took a while. So we might actually hunt some animals for a while. You guys will heal before further sailing. And so I'll keep terrorizing the enemies. I'll keep working on stuff. Most of the workers are now retired in the cities because we don't really have much to build. So we'll just keep them there. And I'm looking forward to seeing Constantinople grow to population 15, which is going to be amazing. Well, once we get the forge and the irrigation canals, it's back to Minger research for you, which means that exploration will be here in roughly 26 turns, something like that. And if I remember, I'll check the education technologies. So, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time with our nice empire of 25,350 people. So we grew a lot and then no growth at all. Well, Patra is gonna fix that soon.